Hello Factorio fans, welcome to my second video here. This is more of just a teaser video, because this, as you can see, this is a replay and not an actual speedrun. But, so the other main difference is that this time I actually decided I want to try to optimize for time rather than for high score. So this will be a true speedrun, where I don't even care about the score, I just want to finish the last level as quickly as possible in real time. So a true speedrun of this, obviously it wouldn't be a replay, and you would have to record it in real time, and even things like the text screen, when that pops up, would count towards the real time. But this is essentially a practice run where I'm preparing to do that. I'm trying to get the build order right. I'm not even sure this is perfect. I will be pointing out some things I can do better, perhaps. But yeah, and there are mistakes even in this segmented run, which could be fixed. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what a segmented run is, that just means that the way I made this is I did it in segments. So the first segment, I think, is getting all the burner drills running. So as soon as I get all the burner drills running, I save the game and try to, and then you just note what the time was and then do it again. And if I can do it faster, then I keep that save. If not, I try it again. So I just keep doing it until I get a save that I like, and then I just and then from there I go to the next segment. So it's kind of like doing, I think there were 9 segments here, so it's a bit like doing 9 speedruns independently of each other, more or less. So anyway, it's good practice for the main run, and hopefully, I guess this video will showcase what it could look like if pretty much everything goes right. Maybe not quite everything. Also, yeah, I'm playing this on 2x speed to sort of save some time, because a lot of it's quite similar to the old run, and then I don't want to make you sit for the full hour. But this run is, it's only 54 minutes and 12 seconds of playtime, which is pretty good. I think if I can record a full speed run, or an unsegmented speed run that's anywhere near that, like maybe 56 or 57 minutes, then I will probably keep that and publish it. But anyway, that's my goal for the speedrun category. I may continue to work on the high score category as well. I would love to, be the record holder for both of those, and have runs on those that are both pretty good and a little bit tough to beat. That's my goal anyway. So yeah, so far this run is pretty much exactly the same as the old one, or not old, but the high score run. The only difference being I'm setting up 2 fewer burner drills in the iron, and that's basically just because I don't need to turn in any iron plates or iron gear wheels. So, or at least not. Yeah, I think I have to do this iron plate turn in, but it's basically. Most of the turn-ins won't be done until like way at the end of the run. So this next part's also the same, where we get this extra copper going, and then run down south as quick as we can to collect that yellow assembler, which is of course still very useful for all the same reasons. we want to use it to craft red science packs from, and just kind of get science going automatically. And that's a real big bonus. It means I can do other stuff and not have to worry about crafting red science packs and then feeding them into labs or anything like that. It just all it's just going, and I can forget about it. So I think I put enough in there to make maybe 60 or 70 red science packs, which is enough to get all the early tech I need. Oh, okay, there's a mistake actually. That very left electronic drill, you can't see it anymore, but it's I forgot to extend the road to meet it, so it's actually going to be turned off and not doing anything. And I even put a speed module into that one, so that's kind of a shame. Yeah, you can see barely just right there that the road doesn't meet. So yeah, obviously if I fix that, I can have a few more iron plates in the early game, which should help. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I guess I must have not even have noticed that when I was making this run. I mean, if any of you are familiar with the overall quality of speedruns that kind of exist out there on the internet, normally a mistake like that you would never see something like that in a speedrun. It's always pretty much perfect. So anyway, although that it might be hard to tell if you're not very observant with this game. But yeah, speedrunners are very harsh on themselves and fairly masochistic. Like, because of course they will notice mistakes that no one else will. But that of course will be adding to the time nonetheless. That's why I think it's most fun to watch speedruns of games that you've played, because then you can sort of appreciate some of the difficulty. I don't know. I'm a pretty huge fan of speedruns personally. I'm not the best speedrunner out there. Like I mentioned in my last video, I think Anti-Elites is quite a bit better than I am. But until he chooses to do the supply challenge, I'm going to try and stake that as my territory, at least for a while, until he decides to go and try and beat it. Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, same build order as before. Buffering some more coal. I just took down. Oh, the video went weird there for a second. Sorry about that. Oh, that reminds me. If anyone knows of a maybe somebody in my audience, perhaps Anti, knows of a good screen recorder, because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do when my free trial of Camtasia runs out. Yeah, it's a bit of a issue. I mean, maybe I must be able to figure something out, but any suggestions would be good. It doesn't necessarily have to be free, but I don't want to pay like $300. I want to just I want to pay at most, $40 or $50 for a reasonably good working program. And I don't think I need to do a lot of video editing, so I can just kind of use the free video editing software. It's mainly the screen recorder I'm concerned about. Okay. So there, I at least fixed the mining drill, as it turns out. It may just be kind of a coincidence, but the one on the left that wasn't working, it got rotated, so it would feed onto the top belt rather than the bottom one. And as a result, it's now mining, which is good. Okay, so here's kind of the first major difference in the actual build order compared to the other run. I'm starting steel there very early, or significantly earlier, so I'm starting it up. I'm just fixing a few things, getting inserters making out of my yellow assembler over here. then I'm going to just quickly make a steel axe and replace the iron mining up here with electronic mining, or automated, mining drills. So that way I don't have to keep coming back here to collect plates with multiple clicks, and I don't have to keep feeding coal into the burners, or into the drills rather. So drills actually use coal faster than burners, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put 50 coal into each of these, and that'll be it. That's actually all I need to have them be running for the entire rest of the run. So that's really nice. It saves a lot of visits back up here. So we're going to be making both plates and gears and feeding them directly into those two chests there. And I think, even though it takes some time to set this up, I think this is the way to go. Because yeah, I'm constantly running out of plates and gears in these runs. So it's nice to be able to just with one click go back up there and refresh on gears and plates. Okay. Finally starting our real actual science line. What else? Yeah, more power. I think this is more or less the same as it was before. I think as soon as this is done, yeah, I'm crafting a lot of gears, as you can see, and that's even with it's just setting up power while we're making more labs. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. So if you want to kind of maybe get a little more appreciation out of Factorio speedruns, you want to keep an eye on the crafting queue in the lower left-hand corner. I think that personally, I feel that that's what makes these speedruns pretty difficult. It's not just placing buildings quickly, it's managing your crafting queue to have things finish at the right time, so that you're not having to wait for buildings. I mean, it looks like, in a run like this, it looks easy, like you're just placing buildings down, but of course it's not that easy. You have to make the buildings first. Like almost every building here that I'm placing represents some kind of click in my crafting queue that has to be essentially planned out beforehand, so they'll have the right intermediate products to make things like electric mining drills without having to craft all of the circuits and gears required. So right now I'm out of iron plates, so I'm just crafting extra copper cables, which is fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll use those later on to make circuits out of. Okay, so there we go. We can quickly refuel our gears and stuff there. Oh yeah, I think one thing I'm going to do different in the actual run is I researched logistics 2 to make those red belts, just because I was used to doing that in the high score run, but I think it might be fine actually to skip that red belt and simply go directly onto the oil processing techs, because there's a bit of a bottleneck there. You need those techs to finish quickly so that you can get your oil products buffering essentially, which is necessary to get a fast time. So if I can skip logistics 2, I think that would definitely be worth it. I mean, you do have to research it later to make fast transport belt, but yeah, it could definitely be put off until much later, which I think would be beneficial. So here we are waiting for our last group of labs. This little section of the run here where I'm kind of replacing all of my gray stuff with blue stuff is very, very iron gear wheel intensive, and the labs take a long time to craft as well. So that's why I'm using that yellow assembler to make gears, just kind of temporarily. I'm going to take it down here in a second, because I don't think plates can get to the end of the line with that there. But yeah, after doing one final refresh, I'm gonna, yeah, I think, are we taking that down? We should be taking that down. Yeah. Oh, another slight mistake. I forgot to replace that. One of those electronic circuit makers is still gray. Well, actually, it's the copper wire maker that's feeding into it. So that is slightly slowing down my electronic circuit production, and that's important because electronic circuits are definitely a bottleneck in this run. So fixing that should be very useful. If I fix all the mistakes in this run, I could conceivably get even faster, but it's just hard to match the overall quality of a segmented run in a unsegmented run for obvious reasons. So I'll probably, yeah, like I said, I'll be happy if I can even get a couple minutes slower than this. So I tried a different build order this time around. Instead of starting with plastic as usual, I decided to start with sulfur and just get sulfur buffering into that chest there. I think you saw it a minute ago. And right now, since I'm waiting for both research and crafting queue to get plastic started, I'm just kind of putting these buildings down, which we'll be making blue packs out of later. Obviously that's not optimal. It's better to start buffering the products that you need first. So I may try to tweak the build to get so that I can get blue science, or so that I can get both plastic and sulfur up and running a little bit more quickly. So I think advanced circuits turned into a little bit of a bottleneck in this run. I mean, it all kind of worked out pretty well, actually. But I think I ended up with actually more sulfur than I need, and maybe a little bit less plastic than I needed, so it may be better to actually just do plastic first. Oh yeah, the other difference is I found a way to, instead of, so in the high score run I was making smart inserters from just kind of off to the side and feeding them from a chest. This time around I found a way to actually feed it directly from the main base, which means that the electronic circuits can go directly into smart inserters as they're being made without any supervision, and that does have its advantages. You know, it means I can go, for instance, I can go kill aliens while that's happening, stuff like that. So I think that's overall just better, and I should do that even in the high score run. Maybe I hadn't actually discovered that placement of buildings yet. Okay, so here is finally starting batteries, which is the last of... batteries make very quickly. It's the sulfur that tends to be the bottleneck, so yeah, just getting those going. Now, so basically that marks the final segment of the run, so all of the necessary things for blue science packs are en route. However, I took apart that final blue science pack because I was used to having 7, but relative to the high score run, the blue science is starting sooner, so I only need 6. Yeah, and I don't think there's enough advanced circuit production even to fully fuel 7 if one of them is yellow like that. And you need to make about 30 extra advanced circuits so you can take them off the belt and turn them into the chests. So so you do have to make advanced circuits even faster than you can make them into blue science packs. So I should probably, yeah, I think the math on that works out to 4 and 6. Okay, yeah, there's no huge rush to make rockets. We do have to make some, but they manufacture relatively quickly, so I'm just kind of leisurely setting that up, getting the explosives buffered a little bit. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm just kind of, this part of the run looks a bit helter-skelter. I'm just kind of, it's tricky though. I'm basically just looking at everything in the base, making sure everything is working correctly, you know, changing this and that. It's kind of hard to explain. Okay, a little moment of silence here for all these aliens which we just massacre mercilessly. I mean, we invaded their planet and destroyed their thriving culture and, like, harvested their bodies to make, for what? Just to make purple science packs? It's, I don't know what kind of values we're teaching the kids with this game. It's fairly unethical right there. Okay, anyway. About right. But yeah, basically, like I was saying, green circuits are a pretty big bottleneck. I don't have enough green circuit production to fully make smart inserters and regular inserters at full speed. So have to be a little bit careful. Like once those chests run out of circuits, we're going to only be making smart inserters pretty slowly, and even the red circuits might start to shut down. So so that's why I'm crafting so many of those by hand, so that I can hand feed them into the chests. But not only that, though, the next, like, you know, pretty much all the rest of the rounds until like 13 or something, they all require an electronic circuit turn-in. So I think I could fix this run just a little bit by using just 1 or 2 more, how do you call it? It would be good to use to just have another electronic circuit maker probably just feeding directly into these chests up here. Although I was running into an issue with power, actually. I kind of forgot that compared to the other run, I had those 6 electronic drills working up in the corner, and as a result, I think my peak power was a little bit above what my power plants are producing. So things may actually be slowing down a bit here. I mean, they look green right now, but I'm not quite sure. I feel like I feel like things are actually going into yellow power a little bit. Okay, so here I am just kind of supervising the belt, which is doing explosive rocketry from. Yeah, I think the power is starting to be yellow right now, so yeah, and the coal's... I don't know why I was running out of coal there, that's kind of weird. I think it might be because my power was low, so that the coal production actually started to shut down, and that is creating a, you know, a positive feedback loop. But unfortunately, I managed to fix it pretty quickly there. Okay, so since we have to turn in all of these science packs in the last few rounds, it's easier to, instead of fishing the packs off the belt, it's easier to just reverse the belts and put them into that chest, now that I'm finally done with all of the science research. So yeah, I'm just kind of manufacturing various things. I need to turn in, oh, guess what, we need more circuits, always more green circuits. Yeah, I might want to have one more factory going on those somewhere. Although there's not really enough copper to fuel it, which is a bit of an issue, which is another issue. Overall, though, this run went pretty well because basically you want the final bottleneck to be blue science packs, and I just kind of finished the run pretty much as the last one was made, which is ideal. Yeah, so turning in all the science right there, and yeah, just collecting those last few science packs that I need. And for some reason I forgot to make the purple science, so that has to wait for that to finish, but yeah, we're done within a few seconds of when the blue pack's finished. So final time, 54:12. If you care about the score, it was 18,087 points, which of course is much lower than my high score run because it's not optimized for that. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll publish the actual speedrun instead of the replay as soon as I can do it. So see you then.